This conference will now be recorded.
First of all, like to be the if you want to load any file from your S3 bucket into your Snowflake, then first you need to be create some stage and you need to be say under this database means whatever the database you are interacting, say EMP practice and the EMP schema name. Say into this database, into this schema, first you need to be create the stage itself here. So navigate to the EMP underscore practice schema. There first you can create the stage. So to interact with the your corresponding S3 bucket. Means if you are interacting with AWS, that information you need to be provided here. Means directly you can't able to authenticate the AWS things, right? See, this is a separate application, Snowflake, and AWS was a separate application, as in web applications. So now, if you want to go and get the data from this S3 bucket, you should be logging to the your S3, right? Means into the your AWS account, and you need to be retrieve the data. So to do that activity, that authentication part means the interaction between the to the Snowflake and to the AWS, the thing we are going to be do it through the stages. Okay, so navigate to the stages into the corresponding database into the schema. There you can create some stage. Okay, once if you click on to the create icon, so this pop-up is going to be come up here. So whatever you are seeing a Snowflake manage, this will be the internal stage. So forget about these things as of now. I'll explain later. So then Amazon Web Services and Microsoft and GCP. These three cloud service providers we can call it external stage. Means externally we are going to be retrieve the data and moving into the storing into our Snowflake. Okay. Now I'm going to be interact with the AWS. Okay. Then click on to the next. So it is going to be navigate into this particular page. See here you need to be provide the name for this particular stage. It will be the unique queue. Okay. Anyway, if we have the multiple schemas, we can choose that particular schema. Under which schema you need to be create this particular stage. So I'm creating a stage name. You can create it with any name. It should be unique queue. Okay. See then the URL. See URL. See what the URL we need to be provide here means we are going to be interact with the our AWS bucket. Okay. Now go to the AWS. So whatever the account we have created earlier, go there. See if you want, you can create a one new bucket. See already we have seen these things in the last class. I provide some naming here. For case it is not going to be allowed. So bucket is created successfully. Say I learn tech. Now say navigate here. Say now into the stage level. Say into the URL we need to be provide this bucket level information. Say under this bucket we are going to be create with the different folders. So assume with the folder it may contains with the EMP, or else if you want to create any other specific structure you can create it. So under the EMP, if you want to create the folders with the date files, you can create it. There will be no issues. But see into the buckets, if you're seeing into the stage, the URL part, so if you want, you can provide the URL till to the your folder level as well. There will be no issues at all. Okay, but I'm going to be provide my URL into the Snowflake till to the main bucket information. So I'm going to be remove the folder level as well. Okay, so provide the URL up to the main bucket slash, then AWS key ID and secret key ID we will get it from the AWS account itself. Basically these things, it is nothing but the authentication part. Means if you want to through Snowflake, if you want to interact with your AWS, then the authentication as like to be username and password. The key will be username, secret key will be the password, like that it is going to be support. Okay, these things can navigate to the your name. Here you can have the security credentials. Okay, click on the security credentials. So once if you have moved to the if you click on security credentials, so then navigate into this access keys. Okay, here initially it is not going to display any record. Click on to the create access key. Okay, so then enable this thing, checkbox, enable this thing and create access key. Okay, see if you want you can download this file. So the same thing, access key and secret key, it is going to be available into the CSV file as well. Okay, done. So now you can have the two access key here, two access keys. See, this is the access key ID. So copy this access key. And AWS secret key, you can copy from this CSV file. Okay. See, this, if you want, you can provide a comment here. Encryption master key is not required. See, once if you have provided the URL, access key, key ID, and the secret key information, then hit on to the finish button. Or else, if you want to do it the same activity through instead of UI, if you want to do it through the SQL, you will get the syntax here. See, create stage, you need to be provide create stage database name dot schema name. Then whatever the naming conversion you need to be provide for your create for the stage, that naming conversion you need to provide. Then URL equal to so and so thing, and AWS key ID equal to within single quote we need to be passed this thing. Means AWS key ID, before that we need to be start the braces here. Say credentials equal to AWS key ID equal to so and so thing, and AWS secret key equal to so and so thing. Okay, come to the finish. So now your stage is going to be available here. Okay. So now if you want to do any updates on your existing stage, then select your stage and click on to the edit button. Okay. The name you can't able to update it, only the URL part. And if you want to able to provide, if you have changed your access keys, you can provide your access keys as well. So once your stage is created, then you need to be created your file formats as well. The file formats means, say whatever the format of the file you are going to be load into your Snowflake from S3 bucket, for that particular format you are going to be created here. See, click on to the file formats. So I'll explain detailedly in another session regarding this file formats. So click on to the file
Chandra
formats.
bro, your voice is not audible properly, bro. It's breaking in between. Is that only for me or like other also facing the same issue?
Please confirm all. If you are facing all, then I will reconnect.
సార్ మాకు బాగానే వినిపిస్తుంది నో ప్రాబ్లం విత్ వాయిస్
Okay,
మాకు క్లియర్
then
ఉందన్న.
And then you can join.
yeah,
You can disconnect and join.
yeah.
Okay. See, then navigate to the file formats. See here into the file formats, whatever the file you are going to be uploaded to your Snowflake through S3 bucket. Based upon that, we need to be choose the file format. Okay. See navigate into the file formats. Hit on to the create here. See then this pop-up video is going to come up here. See name will be the unique queue. And format type you need to be choosing what file, what type of the file we are going to be uploading. Means you are going to be uploading from S3 bucket into the Snowflake. Means instead of uploading, you are going to be loading the data from which file format, either CSV or JSON or XML file or Avro or ORC or Parquet files. See, these are the different types of formats which is going to be available into the if you are working with any cloud technologies, if you are working with cloud technologies and if you are processing the files, then default it will have the CSV files and Parquet, ORC, Avro and XML files. See this Avro, ORC and Parquet I will explain later. These three files are columnar data format. It is going to be available inside the files. For the processing wise, Parquet will be the very fast, means for loading of the data into the any databases. Okay, if you are loading through some set of the jobs, or else if you are using the copy command, it will be very fast when we compared with the CSV file as well. I will explain this format types later, or else I will explain each and every section detailedly in the next session. See, now I am going to be interacting with the CSV files. Okay, so that I'm choosing format type as a CSV. See, by default, once if you have created this file format, the format type it will be by default it is going to be chosen as a CSV only. Okay. The product name as a CSV underscore file format. Okay, and the compression method by default it will be the auto. If you want, you can change it your compression method based upon what compression it is required for your file. It is going to support with GZ, deflet or raw deflet and BZ2 and ZST. And if you choose as a none, by default the compression method is not going to be available. Okay. And column separator. See this column separator. I'm going to be planning to process this AMP underscore 14 file. So I'm going to be open. See, one column to the another column, what will be the separator here? See, employee number was the one column and e-name was another column. See, employee number to the e-name, the separator was a comma, right? See, this is the column separator. See, column separators, we can call it as a delimiters. See, delimiter, it may be the comma or else it may be the pipe symbol. It may be the pipe symbol like this, or it may be having like to be the space like this. Okay, or if you are considered as other delimiters, it may have as a at the rate, or it will have as a hash or else quilt. This type of any other delimiters also it is going to be popular, but the recognition is like to be the once if you open your corresponding source file, then you can clearly you can able to see what type of delimiter it is there in your file. To one column to another column, the column separator. Based upon that, we can able to set it into our Snowflake tool. See here into the column separator. Now it was the comma, so that by default it was choosing it as a comma. If it is apart from the comma, if you are having as a pipe or space, see pipe is nothing but the vertical bar here. Okay, tab space is nothing but the tab space. Or else if it is not having anything, then we can provide. If it is having anything apart from these three things, if it is having any other type of delimiter it is available in your source file, then click on to the other and provide that value here, either at the rate symbol, or else if you want field, if you want the field symbol, you can provide it here. It is going to be support. Okay, if it is an other, see now it is a comma separator, so I'm choosing it as a comma here. Okay, see another row separator. See row separator means, see what will be the ending of this line. See always if you are seeing in any file, see the ending of the line always it is having as a slash n as a new line. That is how it is going to be support here. See carries written or none other. If you have any other things, we can make it that thing. Okay, see new line, see maximum 95% of the files it will get it as a row separator as a new line only. Okay, header lines to skip. See the first record in your file, if it is contained it as a header information, means column names. With the same column names already we have created the table, then again we need to be load that particular column names into our table, whether it is required. See it is not at all required, right? So that we need to be skip the first record. See why means, see for to the employee number, this is a string value, but we have declared as a data type as a number here for the employee number. If you are trying to insert your string value into the number data type, then obviously throw an error message, right? And moreover, already we have defined the structure of the table into the database level. Then again, no need to be processed this first record itself. See, if header information is available, then if you want to skip that particular record, we can provide here as a header lines to skip as a 1. Okay, then it is going to be support, or else if you want to skip the
మనము నెంబర్ అండ్ టెక్స్ట్ ఫార్మాట్ రెండు ఇన్సర్ట్ చేయాలంటే ఏం తీసుకోవాలి, వేర్కర్ ఆర్ నెంబర్ కాకుండా?
in the same column itself, or else you are asking like in different columns?
ఇన్ సేమ్ కాలం ఓన్లీ. వేర్కర్ ఇచ్చి మనం నెంబర్ ఎంటర్ చేస్తే తీసుకోవాలి కదా, అలాగే నెంబర్ ఇచ్చి ఏదన్నా టెక్స్ట్ ఎంటర్ చేస్తే
Varchar is going to be allow the number and the string and the special character.
వేర్కర్ ఇస్
Varchar is nothing but the string.
ఓకే.
Okay, so if you want to insert the data with a combination of number and alpha characters and special characters, then varchar is going to be supported. Okay, see then this fields optional enclosed by, see when we are going to be use it means I will explain later. See, so I will give one scenario on these things. See, if your ename having like this, Smith, comma, Ellen. So assume it, this data was enclosed within a single quote or double quote, this particular column only. So either the data it is going to be enclosed in the single quote or double quote, it will be only one type of the way like this it is going to be enclosed in the file. It's either the single quote or double quote. Both the things it is not going to be happen in the same file. Means with the single quote and double quote combination it is not going to be come up. Either with the single quote or double quotes only it is going to be available. If it is available like this, then this type of columns like to be if you are having a single quote or double quote, then it can't able to recognize here to separate the column level informations. In certain cases, this thing we can use it field optionally enclosed by either the single quote or double quote. Based upon if it is a double quote, if you have provided here, whatever the double quote, if the double quote it is enclosed, whatever the value, you will treat it as a one column. Okay, I'll explain this thing later with some other data sets. So now, see, remaining things I will explain later by going forward here. So I'm clicking onto the finish. See, the same thing you can use the SQL as well. Okay. See, file formats as created here. The file format was created. See, as of now, I created the stage and the file formats. Any doubts on these two things? See, I have done through the UI. See, but going forward, it is not at all a recommended way to create these stages and file formats through the UI. See, by going forward, I'm going to be create through by using the SQL itself. Okay. See, I'm creating a table, EMP table, okay, with the structure of see employee number as a number, ename as a varchar as a string, job as a varchar as a string, see manager as a number. See, for the number I have not declared the particular length of the one particular length. So by default number it is going to be allow with the 38 characters. Hire date, see date also I'm creating with as a varchar, salary as a number, commission as a number, and department as a number. Table is created. See, if you want to see, if you want to check the structure of your table, describe table, table name. See, by default employee number, see it was allowing with number of 38. Okay, this is the structure we have created for the EMP table. See, this is the one way for checking of the structure. See, another way was a get DDL. There is a one more way. I will explain later that thing. Okay. See, now I'm going to be upload one file into this bucket. So I created as an EMP here. Okay. See, forget to show this thing. See, now we have created some stage. See, that stage we are going to be used. See, basically to interact with our AWS account, right? See, under the AWS account, under the bucket, if you have n number of folders level, means subfolders after the bucket, island text now was a bucket. Under this bucket, EMP, and again they will have as a DEPT. Assume it. See, this is the entry point of view question. See, DEPT like is the buckets is there. Okay. See, as of now, I have not uploaded any data. Means any files are not uploaded into these two folders. See, there is a no files at all into these two folders. Okay. Now, how can you see what are the files are existing in your bucket? See, that thing already you have created one stage. See, if you have created the stage means, see, through the stage, whatever the files is available into your bucket, that thing we can able to access from through the Snowflake itself. So if you want to access, how we can able to check it, the thing means, see, we can use the command as a list, then at the rate, then you need to be provide the your stage name. Okay. See, AWS external stage. See, it was not displaying anything here. See, make a observe here. See, now I am going to be upload one file into the EMP folder. So I'm going to be upload one file here into the EMP. See, as EMP14, I'm going to upload here. Okay, that's it. See, one file was uploaded. It is available under the EMP folder. There is a no file into the DMP folder. Okay. See, once again, I will run this list command. See, now which folder it was displaying? See, I learn text now emp/emp_14.csv file. See, it was not displaying the DEPT. Means the folder was existing, but it was not displaying. Why? See, if you observed earlier, in the both the folders, there will be no files at all. So that it was not displaying anything, but folders was created. Under this bucket EMP, DEPT, two folders was created. See, now, if I upload the file into the DEPT as well, see, there is a file, it is a DEPT folder. So I'm going to be run it. Just command. See, if you uploaded the file, if single file is available into your under bucket particular folder, then only it is going to be displayed. Okay, or else it is not going to be display the folder naming level information as well. See, this was clear, right? See, once what are the files it is available into your bucket, into the corresponding folders, if you want to check means you are going to be use the list command. List, then at the rate symbol, then your corresponding your stage name. Okay. See, or else I don't want to see enter all the folders. I want to see only the EMP folder. What are the files it was available? See, then if you observe here, see, while creating the stages, see, I provided only the URL till the bucket name. See, then if you want to navigate to the particular folder, means if you want to see only the EMP folder, then after this thing stage slash, then whatever the naming convention for your EMP folder, that thing you can provide it here. Okay, then run this command. See, only it is going to display this thing. EMP slash, under the EMP, what are the files it is available. Okay. So similarly, if I upload some other file into the EMP, So two files are available currently. So now especially you, if you want to check what are the files is available into the emp folder, then at the rate stage, then slash the corresponding folder name you can provide it. See, two files are available into the emp, emp.csv, emp_14.csv. These are the two files are available into this emp folder. Okay. See, for the time being, I'm going to be deleted one file here. Okay. See now whatever the emp_14 file was existing into your S3 bucket under the emp folder, see whatever the data it was containing into this particular file, we need to be loaded into this emp table. Whatever the table we have created here, right? Into that particular table we need to be loaded. See, to load into your corresponding table, see the syntax will be the copy command. We are going to be use it here. Copy into your table name. So whatever the table you have created, that particular table name. Okay. Then after that you need to be use the from class. From after that you are going to be use the at the rate, then your stage name. Stage name you need to be provided here. And especially here I have how I explained, if you want to retrieve only the under whatever the files is available under the emp folder, that file only you need to be upload into this table. Then you need to be specify that folder name here. Okay, or else if you want to specify the file name as well, so folder name slash, then you can provide the file name as well, .csv or whatever the extension of the file name. Okay, then once it is completed up to here, it was done from your end, try to run your query. It is not going to be success, it is going to be fail. Because why means for each and every copy command you need to be provided a file format. Then after this thing you need to be provided the file format equal to, see whatever the file format we have created here, this name you need to be provided. Means while reading the data from the CSV, it will consider this is a CSV file, and what will be the delimiter, comma will be the delimiter, it will treat it as a comma, then it is going to be load the data. Okay, if you are not declaring the file format, it will throw an error message. So I will show you that thing as well. Okay, see this is the syntax. Okay, so copy into table name you need to be provide. Then after that from class, in the from the from class you need to be provided as a at the rate your stage name, then the folder name, then the file name. So if you are not provided a file name here, in under your emp folder, if it is contain 10 files, it is going to be trying to load the 10 files, all the 10 files at the first time load. From second time load onwards, it will be behave very differently. I will explain that one. Okay, then the file format equal to csv underscore file format. So whatever the file format name with whatever the name you have created, the naming convention you need to be provided here. Okay, so any doubt onto this syntax on the list command? Okay, see now the same thing here. I am already this the statement is available here. See the same thing, see copy into the table name was the emp table, from class I am using as a AWS external stage /emp, then the file format. Okay. See, under the emp now, as of now, we are having only the one file. So that I am providing like this. So for the time being, first I am going to be run up to here. So to the emp, see if you run your query up to the folder level, see it is not going to be load any record. Okay, so it is not going to be load any record. See here the error message. See, employee number is not recognized. File in emp under emp underscore 14.csv file. So if you observe, so it can able to read the corresponding file, but it can't able to recognize the employee number. Okay, so these things I will explain later. The continue on error option, skip file, this all the things. So now we can remove this colon and try to run along with the file format. So in the file format already we declare the file format, what is the file format, type CSV, and what will be the delimiter. We already have declared. Based upon that, it is going to be support. Okay, see, run this command. See, now data is going to be loaded into your table. See, now, see if you observe here, once the command is successfully completed, see the first column saying that file. See from where, from S3 bucket, what is the file name? Means bucket path and the what will be the folder and what will be the file it was loaded. So somebody has asked this question earlier. How we can get to know that what the file was processed into the Snowflake. See, this is the way we can able to check it. If it is containing 10 files into this emp folder, then 10 files it is going to be captured here as a 10 records. For each and every file it will have as a one record. See, and status was loaded. So how many records was loaded? 14 records. So error limit will be the one record, as by default it is going to be set it by the Snowflake. So this error limit I will explain with after some time. So with bad records, how we can able to handle. See, based upon what percentage, if it is error it is there, whether we can able to continue or else we need to be skip that particular log. Those things we will see later. Okay. So now you can go to your table. Select star from emp, so it is having the 14 records into this table. See, so all the records was successfully loaded into the your emp table. So if you try to validate it, so the last record was a 7934, the first record 7369 Smith, and the job was the clerk, Smith clerk. So 7902 was the manager. The 17 December hire date was the 80, 17 December 80. Commission was 800. See, salary was 800. Commission was null here. Department is the 20. See, the same information it is available. So there is no data for the commission here, so that was populated as a null. Okay. See, the first time the file is available, you have reprocessed and it was loaded successfully. So, and again, if you try to run the same command, see the file to this emp folder, the file is available. If you want, we can make a refresh. See, the archive folder structure was the coding part, it is not defined here, is not designed, so that it is going to be available into the same folder. See, again, if you try to run it, the same command, observe here, see, the output result set copy executed with 0 files process. See, the file is available, right? emp underscore 14 csv is available in your emp folder. See, but at very first time it was picked the same file and it was loaded into our corresponding table, emp table. But second time, if you run it, if already the file was processed, okay, then that file it is not going to be processed for the second time into the Snowflake. Until that, if you are modified your particular file naming conversion. Means now here the file naming convention having as a emp underscore 14. You can rename it to the some other name. Then again you can upload it. Then the same file it is going to be processed. With the same file name, it is not going to be reprocessed into a Snowflake for the second time. See, this point was clear. See, this thing how it is going to be maintained by the Snowflake means the metadata history load, it is going to be maintained for the 64 days into the Snowflake. That information we can't able to see it from any table. It is a backend functionality. The metadata load history, it is going to be maintained for the 60 days. Up to 64 days, the same file, whatever the file was processed already, the same file you can't able to load it for the second time. See, this was clear. Do you have any doubts on this point?
Yes, Chandra,
Any
it's
doubt?
Lokesh.
Yes, Lokesh.
Suppose I have changed some updated in this file, so it will be processed again, or it will only check the name of the folder.
The name of the file. Name of the file it is going to be checked, not the data inside the data. If you have modified your naming conversion of your particular file for the second time, then it is going to be picked, or else it is not going to be processed at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. See now, if you want to load it for the second time as well, see as per you, location, but these things it is not going to be supported into the real time. If you want to load it for the second time with the same file as per you with some updates into the record levels into the file, but with the same naming, if you want to load it, then I'm going to be use it. Okay. Yes, this is the file already it was processed. So again, if you want to load it for the second time, but it is not a recommended way, we can use the force as a command. Force as a command. If you make force equal to true, then the same file it is going to be append here. It is not going to be override the existing data. See, into the Snowflake, you need to be consider. See, if any record it is available already, again some through some other set of the files, if it is coming, data is not going to be override. Always it is going to be append the data. Okay. See, if you make it as a force equal to true, make conversions. Will be the naming convention. See, now 40 records are loaded. See, earlier I provided as a lowercase as a e instead of emp. See, capital E I provided as a lowercase. That is the reason it was not picked this file. So now if you are checking into your table, see it will have as a 28 records. See, 28 rows. If you check here, the data will be append. It is not going to be overwrite. Okay, this was clear, right? If we want to reload the same file again for multiple times, then we can use the force equal to true. Okay, if you are using the force equal to 2, it is going to be append. Okay, for your question, say if any updates is append through the second file for particular records, those things we will handle as a separately into the streams level. Sorry, into the CDC process. Not this approach.
One more
This is
question.
only for the workload. Sorry.
Yes, one more question. Suppose in the EMP folder, I have the two files.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is it different data in this both the files, and I will be
Sorry,
run the first
your
time.
voice is
It will be
EMP folder having two files.
yes, and then I will run the first time, so it will be load the both the files or only one.
See, under the EMP folder, if we are having the two files with the same structure, it is going to be load both the files, or else it will throw an error message. If it is having different structures. See, EMP table you have created with eight columns. Okay, structure with 8 columns. See, first file it is containing 8 columns. The structure is matching. Second file having as a 10 columns. Then obviously it is not going to be insert the data, right? If it is having the 8 columns for the second file as well, both the files it is going to be load. I will show that thing as well now. See, here I kept it in my EMP folder having two files, EMP14 and EMP, having the same structure of the data, means same structure of the columns. Okay, so I will load it here. I will delete two records from this file, and 1 2 3. The department number as a 10 with the three records. So I am going to upload this file as well now. Okay, and similarly I will rename this EMP14 as a EMP14 underscore 2. I'm changing the naming convention. Okay, these two files I am going to be uploading to the AWS bucket to the EMP folder. So now total it will have three files. Already EMP underscore 14.csv it was processed successfully into our EMP table. Okay, see for the first I'm going to truncate the table. In these two files also we will get the same data. Okay, table is truncated successfully. There will be no data. So there will be no records into our EMP table. See, now I am not going to be use this force command. Okay, we will see, because see if you are not using the force command, it should be picked two files, the new files, emp14 underscore 2 and emp file. These two files should be picked and should be load the data into the emp table, because both the files having the same structure. See, in another, so for the next round I'm going to be placed with the some extra columns into the emp file. So now it is not going to be processed the emp underscore 14, because already that particular file was processed and metadata information is available into the history loads, means historical part. See, for the file loadings, if you run it, see, here emp csv file, it is having as a, I have deleted some records, right? See, it was loaded with emp CSS 14 and this with the 14. Check it into the table. Oh. See, if you observe here, the space was populated for the remaining records and not deleted into the spaces. The spaces is populated here. So if you observe, these records are loaded for the records. What are the records here? It was available earlier. For those records, the spaces need to be deleted here. So if you're checking here, 1, 2, 3 is available. See, there is a 1, 2, 3 record. Salesman. So after this, from 18th record to the, see, 18 to almost of it to be 27. 10 records it was populated with null records, means 28. Almost 11 records was populated with the null records. That is due to the extra spaces into the CSV file. Those things we need to be handled through our CSV file formatting. Okay,
Okay.
this is how it is going to be populated. Okay, so any doubt on this thing? But whenever you are dealing with the CSV file, if you have any existing records, if you are trying to modifying your CSV file, delete like this, or else the if you have the spaces is available here, then it is going to be treated as a record and it is going to be populated as a null. Okay. See, these things we can able to handle through our file formatting. Can I continue or can I stop it here? Another 10 to 15 minutes.
Bro, we'll do it tomorrow, bro. What place to go?